Okay, it's day 135. This is part one, and this is officially day 500. And I'll continue the day 500 series. Already, the day 500 series has pointed out really three key sources of evidence: the Pride hard drives, all the evidence around the car ring from May, and then all the evidence in June around the containers. Remember, the containers in South Carolina are just representations of all the container shipments that Maersk made. So even though Maersk deleted a lot of their records, there's still going to be other records that they're going to have to destroy on the other end of other ports, cameras, etc. It's just a mountain of evidence when physical goods move. That's what I love so much about the car ring. That's what I love so much about the container ring. And then we've got the Pride hard drives talking about the movement of it all. So those are the day 500 summaries really do a good job of that. And so, and then people say, well, the summaries are good. Why do you walk all around Washington with task force and so forth? It seems to be you're just, trying to get photo ops and so forth. Well, that may seem to be true, but there's usually more to the story. I remember when we walked over here in front of the White House where the dead body was, a lot of things didn't quite make sense. If you're going to commit suicide, wouldn't you just commit suicide? Why the shootout first with the Secret Service, then shoot yourself? He wasn't really ever trapped, so he wasn't in a situation where he was, being negotiated with and so forth. And again, the first thing the task force said was they didn't release a name. Why wouldn't they release a name? Normally they release a name, say how mentally ill the person was, try to trash him as quickly as possible. In this case, they didn't release the name and the body was still there. They didn't want anybody to see who it was. That was interesting to me. They had covered the body and they were guarding it. And just those details that you wouldn't get over the news was important to me because I immediately thought of the 190 whistleblowers here in Washington, D.C. And the place we normally meet people by the fountain yesterday at the Capitol was blocked off. You couldn't get near the Capitol. So I'm going to be meeting whistleblowers today at 2 o'clock down by the pond a little bit further west of where they've got the Capitol blocked off. But this is the type of thing is there's no need to get shot and die as a whistleblower. You may as well tell me the facts of what's going on, your story of the 190 cases. They can always shoot me, but you may as well at least get your story out before you get shot. So that's what my message to whistleblowers today. And I'm going to be very interested to find out what is this person's name? What is this person's name? They haven't released it yet this morning. I don't have that name yet. Over here, it was an interesting set of things that occurred with the Washington Post. It reminded me that it's been literally almost 150 days since Sean Boberg had any coverage. And it highlighted the fact that the MSM has completely buried the Awan story. You know that the Awans have institutional support. You know that the Awans were involved in Operation Cassandra now. You know that Andy McCabe was tied in with the Awans. Just from metadata, you don't even need to know any more than that. How could anybody possibly have this kind of air cover in a criminal case? You know Mirando is burying this case. So those are the things I love about going there and actually reminding everyone. Plus, I have a motion for summary judgment, partial summary judgment for Fusion GPS for all their transactions. Since their inception in 2011, a lot of those are going to be transactions with Washington Post writers. So they have a chance on Monday morning, 8 o'clock, while they're sipping their coffee, that, they're going to find their name in the paper. Again, this is to encourage people to come forward before they see their name in the paper. It's sort of like a reverse on that thing with Paul Newman, which is, hey, I'm Michael Gallagher, and she spills her coffee on the Washington Post. This is the reverse. Matter of fact, we were going downtown trying to see the Post with Tom Hanks and the whole story of Watergate. I think the story's bigger. I think the story's about 30 times bigger than Watergate. So we'll see. You either can watch the real Watergate unfold here times 30, or you can watch the old one, the sanitized version with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep.